The message came 3 days before the wedding. Don't come. I stared at my phone, reading those 2 words again and again, hoping they would somehow change. They didn't. At first, I thought it was a joke. My sister Emma's wedding was something we had talked about for months. Even if we weren't extremely close, I never imagined being completely cut out. So I replied, "Is this serious?" The response came almost instantly. "You'll only cause problems. Stay away for your sister's sake." My chest tightened. Cause problems? I hadn't argued with Emma. I hadn't done anything wrong, at least nothing I knew of. The last time we spoke, everything seemed normal. Maybe a little distant, but nothing like this. So I called her. Once. Twice. 3 times. Straight to voicemail every time. Something wasn't right. That same evening, I drove to my parents' house. I needed answers face to face, not vague messages that made no sense. When I knocked, my dad opened the door just enough to step outside, blocking the entrance behind him. "You shouldn't be here," he said. "I'm not leaving until someone explains what's going on," I replied. He sighed, like I was the one causing trouble. "Emma doesn't want you at the wedding," he said flatly. "That doesn't make sense," I said. "Why?" For a second, he hesitated. Just a second. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. "She told us everything." I frowned. Everything about what? But he didn't answer. Instead, my mom's voice came from inside the house. "Tell him to leave." Dad didn't even look back. "It's better if you just stay away," he repeated. The way he said it, so final, so cold, made it clear this wasn't up for discussion. I stood there for a moment, waiting for someone to explain what I was being accused of. No one did. I wasn't just being excluded. I was being blamed. And the worst part? I didn't even know for what. As I walked back to my car, one sentence kept repeating in my mind. She told us everything. Whatever Emma had said. It wasn't true. I could feel it. Something about this whole situation felt wrong. Too sudden, too one-sided. Emma hadn't even spoken to me directly. She just disappeared and let my parents handle it. That wasn't like her. Or maybe, I just didn't know her as well as I thought. I sat in my car for a long moment, gripping the steering wheel. Part of me wanted to go back, knock harder, demand answers. But another part of me knew something important. If they were willing to cut me out this easily, they had already made up their minds. And arguing wasn't going to change that. So instead of chasing them for answers, I decided to find the truth myself. Because whatever everything was, I was going to uncover it. And if they thought they could push me out and pretend I didn't exist, they were about to realize something. I didn't need to be at that wedding to be heard. And what I would send in my place would be something none of them could ignore. The day of the wedding, I did exactly what they wanted. I stayed away. No calls, no showing up, no drama. At least, not the kind they expected. Because 2 days earlier, I had already sent my gift. A simple box. Neatly wrapped. Nothing about it looked unusual. But inside was something they weren't ready for. After that conversation with my dad, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Emma wouldn't just cut me off without a reason, not like that. So I started looking back at the last few weeks. Her sudden distance. Canceled plans. Avoiding calls. It didn't add up. Then I remembered something. A conversation I overheard at my parents' house one evening. Emma and her fiancé arguing in the next room. At the time, I didn't pay much attention. But now, the pieces started coming together. So I went back. I checked old messages, saved conversations, even a voice note she once sent me by mistake. And what I found changed everything. Emma had been lying. Not just small lies, serious ones. She twisted a situation to make herself look like the victim, and turned me into the problem. Worse, she told our parents a version of the story that made it seem like I had betrayed her. That's why they cut me off. That's why I was banned. Not because of something I did, but because of something she said. For a moment, I just sat there, staring at my phone. Anger hit me hard. But I didn't react. Because reacting emotionally would only make things worse. Instead, I did something else. I gathered everything. Screenshots of messages. That voice note. Proof that her story didn't match reality. Then I printed it all. Organized it carefully. And placed it inside that gift box. On top, I added a small card. For Emma, open this first. Back at the wedding, everything was going perfectly. Guests smiling. Music playing. My parents acting proud. Emma laughing like nothing was wrong. Until it was time to open the gifts. One by one, she opened them. Smiling, thanking everyone. Then she reached mine. For a second, she froze when she saw my name. But with everyone watching, she had no choice. She opened the box. And the moment she saw what was inside, everything changed. The room went completely silent. Emma's hands shook as she stared at the contents of the box. Screenshots, voice notes, and printed messages, all evidence that she had twisted the truth and tried to make me look like the problem. Her fiancé leaned closer, his eyes wide with shock. Emma, what is this? She couldn't answer. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. Silence. My parents rushed over, confused, trying to see what had caused such a reaction. This isn't real, my mother whispered, glancing from the box to me. It's real, I said calmly, stepping forward. Every word. Every message, every lie. Emma's face turned pale. Her confident smile from earlier had vanished. The guests were watching now. Some whispered, some gasped. Her fiancé's expression hardened. Why didn't you tell me the truth? He asked, voice rising. Emma's shoulders slumped. No answer came. For the first time that day, the bride wasn't the center of attention. She realized everyone could see exactly what she had done. The lies, the manipulations, the stories she had spun to make me look guilty, it was all exposed. I didn't yell. I didn't create a scene. I let the truth speak for itself. And in that moment, the wedding that was supposed to be perfect fell apart. My parents looked at me, finally understanding. I had been silenced, pushed aside, banned, but the truth had a way of coming out. Emma could scream, cry, or deny it all she wanted. The evidence didn't lie. And while I hadn't attended the ceremony, I had made sure that everyone knew the real story. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't anger. It's simply letting the truth show itself. And that day, the truth didn't just reach Emma. It reached everyone in that room, including my parents. And nothing would ever be the same again.